आपादमौलिपर्यन्तां करुणामाकृतिं स्मरेत् विघ्नप्रणश्यन्ति सिद्धन्तिच्चावन्नुरतः लक्ष्मीतनोतु नितरामितरानपेक्षं हृद्वयं निगमशाकिशिखाप्रवालं हैरम्बमम्बुहडम्बरचौर्यनिग्रं विघ्नाद्रिभेदशतधारधुरन्धरं सर्वेषां स्वागतं. Welcome to the last Bhashya session for this chapter, the Adhyaya to Hari Diksha and the greatness of Hari Puja. So, in this, the two shlokas have nothing to deep in them. It teaches the same thing. It is the importance of Harinama Smarane, and in that both the shlokas say only one thing. What is that? Harinama Smarane grants mukti. How does this happen? We need to understand that. Now, in previously when we did Sri Rama Gita, we have understood that it is Kriya Ichha that leads to manifestation. And obviously, there is that manifestation gives rise to a body which is subjected to different kinds of samsaric tattvas, which leads to more ichhas, which leads to more manifestations, and that becomes a circle. This was one of the first things that we learned in Sri Rama Gita. Now, at this point of time, also, what we need to understand is constant chanting of Harinama, and not just chanting. It should be Vishuddhena Antaratmana, it should be with utmost bhakti, and that since we have learned in the previous session that it has the power to draw our complete consciousness, it has the power to attract the soul. When we start to dwell into the name and start chanting it, it can hold our consciousness, it can hold our Ichha Shakti and not waver. That, I see something and I'm attracted by it and I want it. There is an Ichha Shakti that is created. I want that. That does not happen because my complete Ichha Shakti has been held together by the Tattva of Krishna and I want to approach him only. Nothing else matters to me anymore. Obviously, from this point onwards, what happens is all my Ichha Shakti has been redirected towards meeting him, towards the union of the Parabrahman and the Atman. So, this to create this yoga, to create the scenario of the Parabrahman and the Atman meeting, my Ichha Shakti is totally going to be diverted towards it, and it is not going to be attracted by any other distractions that lead to manifestation. Obviously, if my Ichha Shakti is not going to get diverted towards manifestations, the number of manifestations decrease. When the number of manifestations decrease, there comes a point of regression where I am going to withdraw. That means I'm going to separate from the Stula and Sukshma Sharira and towards the Karana Sharira. When my Stula and Sukshma Sharira is offered as a Havis, then ultimately what happens? The union of Karana Sharira and the Parabrahman happens, and at that point of time, there won't be any more cycles of birth and death, which is what we call as Mukti. So this liberation, it is purely logical. It is not mythological or sorry, mythical or any other text. It is not something that we have made just for the sake of it or anything like that. It is purely logical because we know the creation has happened through Ichha Shakti. Manifestation has happened through that. And therefore, whatever is prescribed over here is trying to divert that Ichha Shakti towards joining or targeting the source of creation rather than whatever has been created. That Chaitanya, whatever resides in us, rather than using it for something that is going to be wasted, which is Kshanika, the focus is to divert that Chaitanya towards union of the soul with the Creator. That is the point of it. And when we do that purely through a logical sequence, we will understand that we will be granted mukti. That's all. So with this, we conclude the second adhyaya, that is Hari Diksha and uh, greatness of Hari Puja. Next is the essence of the different Shastras, of all the Shastras. So that we will see. Astu. स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः प्रतिपालयन्तां न्यायेन मार्गेण मही महिषा गोब्राह्मणेभ्यो शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियैर्वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृते स्वभावात् करोमि यद्यत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणायेति समर्पयामि